Greetings, friends. I'm Rebecca, and thank you for joining me today for this brief but invigorating yoga flow. We'll be taking lots of vinyasa today, so remember that if the vinyasa doesn't work for you, you can always come straight to a downward facing dog. Also, if you need to take a break at any time, you can pause the video or just take a child's pose and join back in when you're ready. I won't be using any props for this video today, but if you like to use a block for a triangle pose, you might keep that handy. So take just a moment, gather what you need, and I'll see you on the mat. Bring yourself to your mat in a comfortable seat. Allow yourself to relax your shoulders. Maybe close your eyes or lower your gaze. Just take a moment here to begin to arrive. Just arrive here on your mat. Take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe allow yourself to sigh it out, let your shoulders relax. Take another breath like that. Feel the air on your skin. Just listen to the sounds around you. Just notice what's here right now in this moment with you. Got any stress or tension that's following you onto your mat in the day, just imagine yourself maybe brushing it off your shoulders or allowing it to drip down off your fingertips. You can take just this time for yourself to put that aside. Take one more deep sort of centering breath here all the way down into the bottom of your belly. And then allow yourself to exhale. We'll use the hands to help us close the legs and come down onto the back. Just bring your knees into your chest here. Maybe roll out a little in the lower back if that feels good to you. And then let's hug this left knee into the chest. We're going to extend the right foot up towards the ceiling, pulling the toes back towards the face. Inhale here, and as we're exhaling, allow that right leg to come down to the floor. We'll take a few circles one way with the ankle, and then circle the ankle in the other direction. We do that again, circling the ankle one way, and then circling the ankle the other way. And now keeping those right toes pulling back towards the face, we'll interlace the fingers behind the left knee, extending that left leg up towards the ceiling and pulling those toes back towards the face here as well. Shoulders and neck are nice and soft here. And no worries if that left knee is bent. If you'd like to grasp behind the knee or even up on the calf, anything works here. And then bending back into that left knee, we'll pull the right heel forward, allowing the left knee to rest above the right knee. The left ankle to rest above the right knee. And then bringing that right leg up off the floor, coming into a reclined pigeon. Allowing that to release, we'll bring both knees back into the chest again. This time interlacing the fingers around the right shin, extending that left leg up towards the ceiling, peeling the toes back towards the face, exhaling, allowing the left heel to come down to the mat. Taking those ankle circles on the right side, one way and then the other. And then maybe back in the other direction. And switching directions one last time. And then interlacing the fingers behind the right knee, we'll extend the right leg up towards the ceiling this time. Neck and shoulders relaxed, pulling that lower belly in, peeling those right toes back towards the face, letting the knee be bent if you like. And then bringing that left heel in towards the body, placing the right ankle over the left knee, and coming into our reclined pigeon on this side. Nice deep breath here. And now we'll allow that to release, bringing the knees back into the chest. And then reaching through the knees, grasping the big toes or maybe the pinky sides of the feet and coming into happy baby here. You can find a little movement here if you like. And then we're going to continue to grasp the right toe or right outside of the foot as we extend the left leg out long, pulling that right knee back any amount towards the right armpit. Coming into this half happy baby. And then pulling this left knee back towards the body again, we'll come back into our reclined pigeon, taking that right ankle over the left knee, finding the interlace of your fingers behind the thigh or the knee, or maybe on top of the shin this time. Whatever variation works for you. Relaxing that neck and shoulders, keeping the feet bright, pulling the toes back, flexing the feet. And then allow that to release. We'll bring the knees back into the chest and then reach through the knees, once again coming into our happy baby, finding the big toes with the peace fingers, or maybe the outsides of the feet with the hands. And just because you did something on one side doesn't mean you have to do it on the other side either, so this side may be a little different. So now, grasping that left toe or outside of the left foot, we'll extend the right leg out long. And pulling that left knee back any amount towards the left armpit, keeping this right hip on the floor, right toes, pulling back. And then pulling the right heel in towards the body, the left ankle coming on top of that right knee, finding the interlace of the fingers wherever you like here, behind the thigh or on top of the chin. Breathing into that outside of the left leg. And then we'll allow this to release, pulling the knees back into the chest. And we're going to find our way up now to hands and knees. So you can roll to one side and press yourself up to a seated position if you like. Or you can grasp the feet here or behind the legs and give yourself a little rock and roll massage of the spine, coming all the way up to seated. Once you've found your way up to your seated position, you can come into tabletop. And then from tabletop, we're going to sink the hips back, coming into child's pose. So you can keep your knees just as wide or close here as you like. Come into your child's pose. we're going to allow the forehead to rest on the floor or maybe on a block as we sweep the hands around behind. We'll interlace the fingers here and see if you can press the palms of your hands together, keeping the palms of the hands moving close to each other. Allow the elbows to extend just as much as they will in order to keep those palms together. And then press down and away through the knuckles here, allowing the hands to maybe rise up from the back, or maybe they stay resting on the back. Coming into a little bit of a shoulder stretch here. Inhale here, really pressing out through the knuckles. Exhale, allow that to release. And now we're going to change the interlace of the fingers so that the other finger is on top. This is probably the way that feels a little strange or odd. Pressing those palms into each other, pressing down and away, and allowing those hands to rise up from the back if you like, pulling the shoulders back down and away from the ears. You got this. And then allow that to release. We'll slide the hands back out in front, pressing into the palms here, and roll the toes under, coming into downward facing dog. And here you can pedal out through the feet. Holding it here for 2 or 3 breaths. Finding any movement that feels good here, maybe even allowing this to come to stillness, whatever works. And then we'll all inhale up to our toes. Exhale, allowing the heels to sink down towards the mat. And then pulling that lower belly in, we'll come into a plank pose. From our plank pose, and this can be on the knees or on the toes, we'll allow the body to shift forward slightly, pulling the elbows into the sides, lowering down, all the way to the floor. Forehead comes to the floor. We'll allow those hands to interlace behind the body once again, and then press down and away, lifting the chest, lifting the feet from the floor, coming into locust pose. Keeping that gaze down towards the floor, just a couple of inches maybe out in front of your mat. Exhale to release. Interlacing the fingers in the opposite direction. Once again, taking a nice deep breath here, and then as we're exhaling, come back into our locust pose. The closer the ankles are together, the more challenging this pose can feel. So if you need a little bit more sensation, give that a try. And exhale to release. Bringing the hands back next to the chest here. We'll press up into a baby cobra. Pressing into the tops of the feet, pulling the hands back. And then rolling the toes under. Press all the way up, coming into downward dog. Once again, you can find that little pedal through the feet here if you like. And then we'll bend the knees, shifting the gaze forward, and take a walk up to the top of the mat. Inhaling up halfway here. Exhale. Release into this first forward fold, keeping the knees bent just as much as you need for them to be. And then we'll inhale all the way up to stand. Bringing the hands up overhead now, we'll grip the left wrist with the right hand, pulling the left arm up and out of the socket here, grounding down through the left foot, and then exhaling as we extend over towards the right side. Keeping a little softness in the knees here. Feeling that left shoulder back slightly. Pressing forward through the left hip just a bit. And then inhale, hands back up overhead. We'll switch that grip, holding on to the right wrist with the left hand now, grounding down through the right foot, pulling up and out of the shoulder socket, and then releasing over to the left. Pulling the right shoulder back, pressing forward slightly through the right hip. And then inhale, hands back up overhead. Exhale, hands come all the way down through heart center. And down, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, back into the fold, stepping back now into your plank pose, pulling that belly button up and in, and then coming into your chaturanga, hovering push-up. Inhale up to baby cobra or up dog. Remembering if you're in up dog, you're pressing into the tops of the feet. The thighs and knees are lifted from the floor. Turning the toes under or rolling back over the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here in our down dog. And you can count on your own. Allowing the knees to be soft, rolling the tailbone up towards the ceiling, pressing away from the mat. And then take the gaze forward. You can walk or hop up to the top of the mat, inhaling up halfway. Exhale to release. And we'll inhale up from here into chair pose, sinking the hips back, choosing where you'd like to put the hands. And then exhale, hands come to heart center, and then coming back into your forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release into the fold, planting the hands, coming back to your plank or half plank. Inhaling forward, chaturanga. Hold here for 1 moment, and then sweep up into up dog or baby cobra. Turning the toes under or rolling back over the feet, coming back into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Feel a little warmth in the body, might feel a little tremble. Just even out the breath. And then bending the knees deeply, shifting the gaze forward. Walk or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Hands come down through heart center, exhaling all the way back down. Inhale up halfway. Exhale all the way back down, forward fold. Stepping the left leg back now. Allowing ourselves to come into a right lunge. Sinking that left hip down, chest comes forward, gaze comes forward. Give yourself a little smile. Drop that left knee in the back, keeping the left toes turned under. You can bring one hand and then the other over that bent front knee. And then inhale, arms come up overhead, coming into crescent lunge. We'll allow that right hand to swim around behind, reaching back for the back of the left leg, reaching up and over with the left fingertips. Allowing that right arm to sweep back around, fingertips come up overhead, exhale, hands come down to frame that the right foot, and then pulling the right hip back, coming into modified half split or half pyramid. Rolling forward on the foot, Planting both hands. We'll come back up off that left knee, bringing the right toes back, coming back into your plank or half plank, coming through your vinyasa if you like, or coming straight to down dog. From your down dog now, inhale that left leg up, exhale, bring the left leg through to center. Coming into our left lunge, allow that right hip to shift down. Gaze comes forward, dropping the right knee to the mat. Toes are staying tucked under this time. And then bring yourself up, one hand and then the other above that bent knee, or inhaling the arms up overhead. Rotating the triceps towards each other so that those pinky fingers face in towards each other, and then reaching up through that right hand. Exhale, bringing the left hand around behind, finding the back of the right thigh, reaching up and over. Finding the breath. Inhale, left arm sweeps back up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Nice big inhale here, and then as you're exhaling, peeling that left hip back, pulling the left toes back towards the face, allowing the knee to straighten any amount. Modified half split or half pyramid. And if you need a little bit more space for your body here, you can always bring a couple of blocks underneath the hands. Nice big deep breath. And then inhaling forward, back over that left foot, planting the hands, stepping the left foot back and coming through your vinyasa or coming straight to down dog. And we'll meet in downward facing dog for 3 to 5 breaths. You can count your own here. And now shifting the gaze forward, we'll walk or hop the feet up to the top of the mat. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling up to stand. Hands come to heart center. Samastitihi. Stepping out wide on the mat now. Turning that left foot out. We'll inhale the arms up halfway and exhale into our warrior two here. Finding the breath if you've lost it. Dropping that back hand, sweeping that left arm up. Coming into reverse warrior, making sure that left knee stays over that left ankle. And now straightening through the left knee, coming into a reverse triangle. And moving from our reverse triangle into triangle, so allowing that hip to come back. Hands sweep down and find the shin or the floor or the top of the foot or block. Here you can allow that upper arm to begin to flow here. Inhaling the arm up overhead. Exhale, releasing the arm down. Inhale the arm up overhead. Really engaging the obliques here, trying not to dump all the weight into the bottom hand, but challenging those side muscles. Arm up overhead. Exhale, coming down. And now inhaling the arm up and over one last time. And then inhaling the hand back up straight, engaging everything Inhaling up, out of our triangle, and allowing the arms to fall. We'll switch the feet to the other side now, turning out through the right toes, the left toes at a bit of an angle. Inhaling the arms up halfway. Exhale, release into your warrior two on this side. Checking in with yourself, checking in with your alignment. Maybe you need to go a little wider, maybe you need to come a little shorter. Dropping the back hand, inhaling that other arm up and over. And then inhaling to straighten the knee as we come into reverse triangle. And then shifting that hip out to the side, taking that slow journey down to triangle on the side. And the gaze can come out straight forward here, or you can lift the gaze up towards the thumb if that feels good for your neck. And we'll begin our flow here, inhaling the arm up over the ear, exhaling it down. Inhaling the arm up over the ear. Exhale, release. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, release. And one last time, inhaling the arm up over the ear. And then allowing the fingertips to come back up towards the ceiling. Engaging everything here. Inhaling to come up out of your triangle. And then allow your arms to relax, stepping the back foot forward to the front of the mat. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling the arms up, coming into chair pose once again. Exhale, hands come down through heart center, all the way down, forward fold. Planting both hands, stepping back to plank, and then coming through your chaturanga, or all the way to down dog, your choice. Back to downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths. And now grounding down through the left heel, we'll inhale the right leg up, bending at the knee, and coming into a three-legged dog, stacking the hips, turning the shoulders back towards the mat. Inhale here, pressing away from the mat. And then on your next inhale, extending that leg back out, squaring the hips, and exhaling as you bring the right knee forward through the hands. Setting up for a high lunge here, so grounding down into the feet. Inhale up, high lunge. Exhale, we'll come to goddess arms as we just tap that back knee on the floor. Inhale, arms come up overhead, knee straightens. Exhale, goddess arms. Little knee tap. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, tapping that knee. And then on your next exhale, allow those hands to flow all the way back down to the mat. Planting the hands, bringing that front foot back, coming through your vinyasa. And now grounding down through that right foot, lifting the left heel from the floor, opening that left hip up, squaring the shoulders, three-legged dog. Big deep breath. Inhale to square the hips. Exhale, bringing the left foot through this time. Setting up for high lunge on the left side. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And you can always just stay up tall here. You don't have to come into the knee tap. But if you like that element, exhaling, goddess arms, tapping that back knee. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, tap. Inhale, arms up. One last time. Tap. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, flowing back down. And coming through your vinyasa. Remember your breath. Coming back here to downward facing dog. We're going to come into plank here, so allow that belly button to lift up and in, coming into your plank pose or to half plank, pressing the floor away here. Staying here for 3 full breaths. That was 1 breath. That was 2 breaths. Pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Last breath here, you've got this. Good. Allow the knees to release down to the floor. You can cross the ankles and roll over the feet if you like, or shift the legs to one side. Coming back to a seat at the back of your mat. Once you've found your way to the seat, then we'll find our way back onto our backs, pulling our knees into our chest, maybe rolling from side to side. And find any twist here that you like, maybe allowing the arms to fall open and the knees to fall to one side as you shift your gaze over to the other side. Or maybe you like to allow your feet to find the floor and your knees to fall over that way. Just finding a gentle twist. Inhaling the knees back to the chest. We'll exhale, dropping the knees in the other direction, shifting the gaze over the shoulder. Bringing the knees back into the chest. We'll reach through the feet, grabbing the toes one last time, coming into happy baby. Finding a little movement here if you like. And then allowing the soles of the feet to find each other. We'll extend the legs out long towards the corners of the mat. Bring those shoulders up underneath the back. Allow your gaze to lower or your eyes to close. And come into Shavasana. Gently take a nice deep breath. Maybe inhaling your arms up overhead, stretching out through your fingers and toes. Rolling to one side. And using your hands to press yourself back up to a seated position. And keep your eyes closed or your gaze lowered and bring your hands to heart center. A moment here to thank yourself deeply for showing up here on your mat today, much as I thank you for joining me for this practice. And I hope that your yoga follows you off the mat.